Ryan, you have a gripe with Detroit Lions fans like myself
I know you're
that still root for our former quarterback who has gone on to win a Super Bowl in his first year since leaving the Detroit Lions, Matthew Stafford. So get it out there. Get it off your chest.
Yeah. So last year, huge debate: root for Stafford to win or root for the Rams to lose, and then the Lions get a better pick than pick 32, which they ended up trading anyway. There's two camps, right? No, there's the Detroit Rams, and then there's the Detroit Lions, essentially. Stafford ends up winning the Super Bowl. Great for him. Validated everybody who said, no, Stafford is a really good quarterback, right? Led the league in interceptions, didn't matter, ended up winning the Super Bowl. Hurrah for Matthew Stafford. Everybody who was on the Detroit Rams bandwagon, proven they can give themselves a pat on the back, a round of applause, whatever they want to do, because their boy won the Super Bowl, and they were proving that Matt Stafford is a good quarterback, which is what they were obviously shouting from the rooftops. We also have the Rams first round pick this upcoming draft. Can we all come together and please root for the Detroit Lions instead of root for Matthew Stafford? Now that he already has a Super Bowl, you're already proven right. Nobody's going to say that he sucks now because he just won his Super Bowl. Come back on the other side. Come on down to Ford Field. Root for the Lions, root for the demise of Matthew Stafford and the Los Angeles Rams, so that we can finally actually turn that first round pick into something more valuable than what pick 32, was going to end up being. We had to use it to move up in the trade, obviously. Let's hope for a top 10 pick this time, and let's not root for Stafford and the Rams to get all the way to the Super Bowl. And I'm just wondering if people are willing to do that, if they're willing to come back on the side of, okay, you got the Super Bowl. Now I'm going to focus back on the Lions' future and good fortunes for my Detroit Lions team, and then root for you to lose because it helps the Lions. It helped the Lions last year, but maybe you had a point to prove because you love Matthew Stafford. God bless you. You approved right. Now just come back. Just come back. So I'll be Lions fans again.
Ryan, who won Super Bowl MVP?
Cooper Kupp.
So now Matthew Stafford is now joining the list of a Trent Dilfer
All right.
and the likes of quarterbacks who won a Super Bowl but weren't the Super Bowl
Nobody
MVP.
that's a Stafford fan thinks about that.
No, absolutely not. But the Stafford haters are sitting there comparing him to a Trent Dilfer and saying, even Trent Dilfer got a Super Bowl, and that's where they're throwing Matthew Stafford in for that camp. And to me, that's a problem because Matthew Stafford is 1,000 times the quarterback that Trent Dilfer ever was. And he absolutely got robbed of Super Bowl MVP. And if Odell Beckham Jr. did not get hurt in the Super Bowl and he had a couple touchdowns to go along with Kupp's a couple touchdowns, Stafford would have been the Super Bowl MVP because he would have had 4 or 5 touchdown passes and they would have each had 2 and they would have had to give it to the quarterback. But they found a way to screw him and they gave it to a wide receiver instead. And it's still an issue, and it's still a problem for the Matthew Stafford haters to point out. So until that happens, I'm going to be rooting for number 9, but I'm not rooting for him over our Detroit Lions. That is definitely never happening. I will always be rooting for the Lions first and foremost, but we're not a good team still, Ryan. We're building towards being a good team, but I don't believe Jared Goff is our guy for the future. And so I don't want the Lions to do that well this year because I want them on their own merit to get a top 5 pick. And yeah, maybe something happens with the Rams, injuries happen, stuff sucks, but I'm still hoping that Stafford goes back and tries to defend that Super Bowl crown because if he goes back to back and does finally get that Super Bowl MVP, you can't keep the man out of the Hall of Fame at that point if he's got 2 Super Bowls and a Super Bowl MVP. Hell, you're going to put Eli Manning in, who's a 10th of the quarterback that Matthew Stafford is. So if he's got 2 and Stafford's got 2, you absolutely have to put Stafford in at that point. So there's no argument to be had. And then I can root for the downfall of the Rams.
No, because we're not going to have their picks, so it's not going to matter. This is literally the only year that it matters. I don't care what the Rams do.
Okay, you know what? I got you. All right, you know what? You're right. All right, that's fine. We can have a 1-year fall off this year for the Rams. A Super Bowl hangover, and they end up going 10-7 or whatever. And we can end up with a 22nd pick in the draft for the Rams pick. And then next year they can come back.
They can do whatever they want in 2024.
But 24. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So that's the thing is and we're joking around here, obviously. Of course, I want the Lions to do really well. Eventually, I still don't believe Goff is the guy. I've seen 5 years of the man playing quarterback. I think that's enough time to see what kind of quarterback he is, unless he has got a very good team around him, a la the 2018 LA Rams. He's not that good of a quarterback. He can put up some nice numbers, but he's not leading you to victories. You got to rely on a great running game to get where they're going, and a pretty darn good defense as well. The Lions haven't had a great running game since Barry Sanders was running here, and that was a very long time ago. I just don't think Goff is the guy. But for the Rams part of it, how bad of a downfall do you really think is going to happen? How great of a pick is even possible for the Lions to get from the Rams in the next NFL draft?
I don't know. We saw Matthew Stafford quarterback some Lions teams that were picking pretty high. So I don't know. Whatever happens with injuries, and I don't want anyone to get injured, but people are going to get injured. It's football. It happens. I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, yeah, Stafford broke his back again. But something's going to happen to somebody on that. So, like, might as well root for the Rams to lose, because I'm a Stafford hater. I didn't know he's saying that Trent Dilfer stuff, at least not that I've heard. And if you're a Stafford fan and you're hearing that, so what? He won a Super Bowl, and he played pretty well in that Super Bowl, made some huge plays in the fourth quarter, which is all anyone remembers, and great for him. So that's all you have to say. Just like when Clayton Kershaw won his World Series. Now he can finally tell everybody, did you shut the hell up forever?
Mm-hmm. All right, unless something drastically happens, realistic expectations are the Rams are going to have a winning record. Unless something really drastic happens and they lose a heck of a lot of people. The Rams, you should expect to have no worse than a 10-7 record, I would think. Are you thinking otherwise?
Yeah, 10-7 is probably what, top 20? Or just outside that top 20? Perfect.
I would, yeah, right around, 21, 22, probably, better than 32. Something like that. Better than 30, well, which the Lions didn't even have anyway. And even if they would have kept it, they would have gotten the player that a lot of people wanted the Lions to have in the first place. They could have grabbed him at 32.
It doesn't mean they weren't going to.
They could have. Right. Doesn't mean they weren't going to grab him, but they could have. There was still great players to be had at the end of that draft, because that first round of the NFL draft this year was crazy. To be had
at 20, 30.
I can't remember a draft. Yeah. Okay, I got you. All right, I'm with you on that train then. I'll come over for that train, because for the 1 year that we still have a draft pick.
0-17, right? That's all we need.
We got one draft pick left from the Rams. And so 2024, you can go back to rooting for Stafford to win a Super Bowl. But for this year coming up, he got his Super Bowl. He proved everyone wrong that hates him out in Detroit, that it was not his fault the Lions were as bad as they were. And so now you can take a year off, watch the demise of the Rams through injuries, and it's not Stafford's fault if they just lose everybody on the offensive side and everybody on the defensive side, but number 9 still out there playing with a broken back, arm, leg, head, whatever, and the Rams end up going 6-11, and we get a top 15 pick. Let's do it. We can have our own top 5 pick, because we're going to be bad again, and a top 15 pick from the Rams. So 2 picks inside the top 15. I'm with you for the 1 year, but then Stafford's got to bounce back, because it doesn't matter to us anymore as Lions fans anyway. We're not getting any draft picks out of it.
Whatever you want to do after this year, it's fine.
I'ma get it, you know I be on the way. Yeah.